We're on Baba Batra Perik Yud Mishnah Zayin. So now we're at the very end of Masechet Baba Batra. We're at the penultimate Mishnah, the second to last Mishnah on Masechet Baba Batra, which is actually the second to last Mishnah. Remember, all the Babot were Masechet Nezikin altogether. It was just all one big Masechta, 30 chapters, divided into 3. So now we're going to have a bunch of different halachot. It's a long Mishnah, but it's really not that long because there's just like a whole load of different halachot that are mentioned in the Mishnah. Shnei achim, you have two brothers. One was rich and one was poor. The father left him a bathhouse or an olive press. So if the father, so now the sons have let's just pick the merchatz, pick a bathhouse. So the sons have two options. They can either rent it out or they can use it. So now obviously what do you want? The poor one he doesn't need a bathhouse, he needs rent. The rich one doesn't need the rent, he wants a bathhouse. So asal l'sachar, if the father used it for sachar, for money, then hasachar be'emta. Then they split the rent. If the father used it for rent, okay. I mean, if he used it to make money, sachar. If he used it for profit, then they may split the profit. But asal l'atzman or l'Atzmo, if the father used it for himself, meaning he was a personal private merchatz, a private bathhouse or a private olive press, Harei Ashir Omer La'ani, the rich one can say to the poor one, Kach lecha avadim, go get yourself some servants, v'yirchatzu b'merchatz, okay, and let them wash in the merchatz, in the bathhouse. What does it mean, Kach lecha avadim, the Bartunura says, Shichamemu lecha merchatz, you have to have servants. I mean, the father left them a yacht. So, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, what's the poor guy going to do? The richer guy's going to say, hire yourself a crew and we'll use the yacht, you get half the time. The Kamoshe Nicha Avinu, Kentia Leolam. Okay, just like our father left it, that's the way it should be forever. Okay? But now, normally, we say normally, if something is not dividable, the guy's like, I want half the boat. So then Yachola Meimar God or Egod. So then the brother can say, listen, either you buy it, sell it, or I'll sell it. Kolomar. Mochali Chelkecha. Or Aniyam Kolcha Chelki. You either sell me your part, or I'll sell you my part. So now the poor brother says, I want to split it. You can't say that. Shaniyacha. This is different here. Okay? Because the poor brother can't say, listen, I'll buy you out. Because he has no money to buy out the rich brother. So therefore, the rich brother can say, buy servants, and you can use the merchatz. Kachel chazetim, buy olives, and you can use them in the press. Now, if he's smart, what he'll do is he'll rent out his time on the press, or he'll rent out his time. But still, it seems to me like the slimy brother is not letting his younger brother, his poor brother, benefit financially from whatever the father left them. Not a good recipe for family unity. Next case, two people in the same city. Shem Echad Yosef ben Shimon, B'Shem Acher Yosef ben Shimon. They have the same name, Yosef ben Shimon. En Yecholin Lotzi Shtar Chov Ze Al Zeh, V'lo Al Acher Yechol Lotzi Alehem Shtar Chov. Nobody can take out a star on Yosef. They can't take a star. Hey, Yosef ben Shimon, you owe me money. Why? Because we don't know which Yosef ben Shimon owes who. And nobody else can take out a star against them. Nobody can say they owe them money because the guy will say, listen, I'm sorry. I'd love to pay you, but it's not me. It's the other guy. If somebody found that he says Yosef ben Shimon has been paid, then they're both nest over. They both are not owed any money. Meaning, I have a receipt. Yosef ben Shimon, the agree is the start to Yosef ben Shimon has been paid. So no matter which Yosef ben Shimon comes to me, I'm paid. Ketzad yasu. So what should they do? Yeshar leishu. They go back to the third generation. It's Yosef ben Shimon ben David. Yosef ben Shimon, whatever. And if they have the same grandfather, Yichtevu Siman. Yosef ben Shimon the tall, Yosef ben Shimon the short. And if they have signs, Misuman, Siman, if they both are the same, they're both short or tall or whatever, then Yichtevu Kohen, right? Whichever one is Kohen. I.e., I'm not entirely sure why the Mishnah felt the need to write things that are pretty obvious. It seems pretty obvious on what the Mishnah is adding here. I guess that's why you have Gemara. How am I even know? If you have an idea, you can tell me, you can email me. How am I know? He said to his son, I've got these 10 contracts. 10 people each owe me $100,000. And one of them, I know one guy paid me, I just can't remember which. Shtarot kulam purin. You have to treat them all as if they're paid because you don't know which one. Nimsa le'echad sham shnayim. But let's say two of them are two loans to the same guy. Hagadol parua, hakatan einenu parua. So then you can assume that you have to assume that the larger star, the larger debt is paid, and the smaller one, you assume the smaller one is not paid. Because remember, you all know that one of them, so one star is paid, so you have to assume that one star to Josie Cohen might be paid, but you didn't pay two, you only know one. So you assume the larger one was paid. Okay, if you lend al yedei arev with an arev is a guarantor. A very interesting area of halacha, the guarantors. Lo yipara min ha'arev. You should not pay back. You don't go and pay him back from the arev. Meaning a guy who's a guarantor, okay, you don't pay immediately back from the arev. Look at the bar tenura. Very important. Lo yipara min ha'arev chila. Originally, ad shitbata loveh ledin, until you go claim from the loveh. V'yichayvu oto beitin, and beitin goes and obligates him. V'im elo ma yishalem, and if he has nothing, then az yipara min ha'arev. So you don't go from the arev at all. You don't go to the arev first. Okay? V'im amar almanat she'epra mimi she'erzeh. But if he says, listen, I'm lending you on the condition that I can pay back from whoever I want, yipara me'arev. And then you do pay back from the arev. You go to the arev or go to the lover, to the borrower. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel Omer. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, "Im yesh nechasim laloveh." If the loveh has property, ben kach u'ben lo yipara min ha'arev. No matter what, you can't go to the arev. Even if you say, I want to be paid mimi she'erzeh, whoever I want. You can't go to the arev as long as he has nechasim, unless he has nechasim. La michlad the Tanna Kama savar afilu she'yesh nechasim min ha'arev. The Tanna Kama doesn't hold that. Ella, but the Tanna Kama agrees if the borrower has property, you go to the borrower. This the Gemara says it's chasure mechsera. It's missing. How should the Mishnah really say? If you borrow from with an arev with a guarantor, you don't pay from the guarantor. If you say, I'll get back paid by whoever I want. You can take from the arev. When? When is that true? When the loveh has no property. So meaning, you cannot go to the arev if the loveh has property. But if the loveh has property, everyone agrees, you don't go to the arev. But then, the kablan, there's something called the kablan. What is that kablan? We'll see what a kablan is in a second. Kablan is a person who says, Tain li va'ani noten lecha. So that's a totally different category. An arev is a person who guarantees the loan. A kablan is a person who says, you give him the money and I'll pay you back. It's not an arev. It means he really says he'll pay him back. The kablan, if a person is a kablan, then you could go back to the kablan even if the loveh has money. So you say, a person says, listen, you give him money and I'll pay you back. That's a kablan, not an arev. Not lend him money and if he can't pay you. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, Echad arev, echad kablan, im yesh nechasim laloveh, lo yipar b'hem. Then Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, no, I wasn't talking about the arev. Everyone agrees. In the case of arev, you pay back the arev. In the case of arev, you always go to the loveh if he has property. You only go to the arev if the loveh doesn't have property. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, even a kablan, you only go to the kablan if the loveh doesn't have property. You don't follow everything. It's a little confusing. So let's just understand. So having a chart like this in quite a while. So just to summarize. Okay, the Tanna Kama and Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel in the case of arev. An arev is a person who guarantees a loan. You say A borrows from B and C is the arev if B can't pay. So everyone agrees if the loveh has the chasim. If the loveh has property, you go to the loveh. And the loveh doesn't have property, then you can go to the arev. But in the case of the kablan says, listen, you pay him, give him money, and I'll pay you back. So, in that case, the Tanna Kama says you can go from the kablan, even if the loveh has money, the malveh can go to the kablan and say, listen, you promised to pay me back. Whereas Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, no, you always go to the malveh first, even in the case of a kablan. Okay? And this is the area where Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel and the Tanna Kama are arguing, just in that machloket. Okay, Mishnah continues, back at the end of the Mishnah. It's a long Mishnah. Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel would say, okay, ha'arev le'isha b'ktubata, v'aya ba'ala megarsha. If a person is an arev to a woman, See, meaning you say to the guy, listen, I want you to marry this woman, and I'll be the guarantor for the ketubah. Vaya ba'ala migarsha, and her husband is divorcing her. Yedirena ana'a. And before the Arev pays, so now the Arev has to pay the woman, right? Because now it's a debt. The husband owes money, the husband doesn't have any money, so the Arev has to pay. So we say Yedirena ana'a. The husband has to take a neder not to have any hana from this woman. Why? Shema ya'asu kinunya al nechasim shel zeh. He says to the woman, listen, we're out of money. I got no money. But I'll tell you what, that guy, the guy who guaranteed your ketubah, if we get divorced, he owes you like $100,000. Let's get divorced. He'll give you $100,000 and then we'll remarry. And then we'll have the money together. So therefore, in the case of the Arev to Isha b'ktubata, in that case, before he pays, he has to take a neder not to have ana'ah from her. And that way we know that they're not trying to pull a fast one over the Arev. All right, long Mishnah, we'll stop here. Dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Harav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.